Hi, this is Dr. Jones. We're going to look today at the ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global. So you go to the A to Z listing and find Dissertations and Theses Global. And the reason we're doing that, this is a good resource to see what other people have written in terms of a thesis or dissertation topic. So if you have not already extensively explored this, you should do that. One reason, if you are exploring a topic that somebody else has, you are expected to be familiar with what they wrote about it. Now, you do not have to cite each and every other possible exploration of a topic, but this is one area that you should look at in terms of others' research. So it's not just looking for published journal articles, because sometimes people will create those journal articles. In fact, a lot of times they'll create their journal articles that they produce as a result of what they wrote for a thesis or a dissertation. So you should be comfortable with looking at this source right here. So if you click this one and then click advanced search, you come up with that. Now I'm going to run one here because this is just funny. I like it whenever I use a source like this. I wonder who this goofball is. Dun dun dun. Oh, wow. Somebody who got a PhD in 1998 from the University of North Texas. Looks like he's got a name a lot like mine. So they do put your dissertations into this kind of a source material, and it gets published out there. And this is good reading material if you want to fall asleep. Well, actually, it is interesting, but I would not expect anybody to read this, and please do not, unless you're looking at the Americans with Disabilities Act acceptance or other regulatory acceptance by small business. You do not need to be looking at this, but it is an interesting piece of work from that standpoint. But this is stuff I typed. This is my dissertation. That's the abstract to it. My committee all the way down there. So yeah, that's just what it looked like, except this is grainier because it's a scan of it out there. So this is all stuff I did. But I digress. We shouldn't be looking at that, self-serving as it is. So instead, we will use our search term that we use all the time, which in this case is going to be a subject with the ethic on there. We still want to look for full text. We do not want just the abstract. Publication dates, you can whatever you want to do. We are going to put all dates because I want to be able to, change it later. So that's fine. We're going to leave it with master's theses and doctoral dissertations. You can do both of them. I think it's just going to be interesting to see what's out there. So there we go. So ethics, all subjects, all dates. Only limitation here is full text. So we'll start there. And we have 10,000 results. Well, obviously we don't want to do 10,000 results. Now, this is interesting that there are, in their database, not too much in there. I mean, there's some, there are some records to it. But there is an explosion since 2000, let's say 2000. So we're going to crank this down just a little bit. Let's change this. We still want to do our January 1st, 2015. So now we can do it this way a little easier. So 2015. Okay. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. Do we have a subject specific that we want? Now, you can go back up here and do it to just doctoral dissertations if you choose. You can also add other search terms in here. You can modify your search. If you wanted to take it down to pharmaceuticals or to sports teams or whatever it is, because still 3,000 is way too many to look at just for this generic topic out there. So if you wanted to look at it this way, where you looked at it by topic, you could, or you could look for certain keywords that are in here. Leadership, so it's got the subject of ethics and leadership being an index term. Okay, that's a possibility. If you want to look where it was published, I don't think that makes a lot of sense because that doesn't have anything to do with the publication itself. But I mean, that's obviously, if you were looking for something specific, you could do that. Same way with location, and we are only looking for English language. So in any case, you could find something here. So let us suppose that we want to take this down to subjects of ethics, boom, 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 and then we wanted to do a keyword of leadership, which is there. And so here's where we start being able to narrow it down. I'm down to 46. That would give me 46 possible theses or dissertations that would deal with the subject of ethics with a keyword of leadership. And I could expect then each of these to actually be pretty point on. Now, you might find them too narrow or they might be too specific about something, but you could start narrowing it down. And then you go to preview PDF, full text, or you can order a copy. Please don't order a copy because they will ship it to you, but they will charge you a bunch of money. Check out as guest. Certain things. Blue's no longer a hardcover option. So if you want an immediate download of the whole thing, it's 41 bucks. Don't do that. Okay? Do not do that. That's not the intent. Besides, consider this. Would you want, let's just choose this one right here. Would you want to try to read all 161 of these? No, you would not want to do that. But here's what you would want to do, is to look at this, go down to your abstract and read through this abstract. You go like, he never lets us do the abstract. Okay. This is a dissertation. I don't expect you to read the whole 161, okay? But here's what I do want you to do. I want you to take a look at it real quickly and be able to say, oh, that's pretty interesting. They answer a lot of the questions that you're doing in your article review, okay? So you're looking at this, and then you go, oh, this seems pretty interesting. Okay, I don't have to read everything about it. So let me go down to you have an introduction, you have a statement of the problem. Makes sense. So you take the statement of the problem. That's one of the things you want to do. There's background, but that's not really important. Problem statement. Here's what I really need to look at here. Here's the problem I have. Here's what my study is going to do. Oh, that's another part that you want to look at. This is the hypothesis the person has out there. Because in this part of the dissertation, they're going through and essentially saying, kill that part out. They're essentially telling you the parts that I've asked you to do in your own review. So you're not copying, you are actually condensing all of this down. Now, it doesn't go through a lot of the methodology, so you'll want to go back to the table O contents. and see methodologies on page 39, results on page 52. And so you'll want to go to both of those so you can then learn more about methodology and about results, and then be able to look at some of the discussion that that person has in there. Okay. So if you did this, you could go find yourself a thesis or dissertation that has some interesting thing that you want to investigate, and then write your article review over this thesis. Now, perhaps you go, oh goodness, how do I cite this? Okay. And do you want to put the whole abstract into the article review? Remember, you're supposed to put the abstract in as part of your article review. Oh, goodness. Now, sometimes it's going to be relatively short. That's relatively short. Some people write more. It's not supposed to be too long. If you have one where somebody goes for page after page, just take like the first page and then ... on it, okay? Let's be reasonable about it. But if you go to the APA format guidelines, there is a way to cite what the dissertation is. Like mine is Jones, comma, S, period, parentheses, 1998, okay? So you do the same thing. It's just, it's not quite a book, but you treat it a lot like a book. So go to that style manual. Folks, happy hunting.